Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Kai here from TikTok. In today's video, it's going to be a little bit different because it's not going to be those typical review products or review videos that I do or a tutorial one. Today is a video that I've not totally done at all on this channel, and it is going to be what's on my desk video. One of the biggest reasons why I'm doing this is because I would like to feature this desk, the standing desk over here. This is from Martian Gear and it is called the Martian Gear Apollo 2. Alright, so having said that, let's dive in. Okay, let's first start with the desk. I think that is what this video is all about, so let's just start with that. Now, this is the Apollo 2 standing desk from Martian Gear, as I've mentioned just now. Just a bit of specs, now a bit of measurement. The tabletop from end to end is 120 centimeters or 47.2 inches. The depth of the tabletop is 60 centimeters from edge to edge. And the height, right now it is in its lowest elevation, which is 70 centimeters. And it can go all the way to 120 centimeters. Now, you might be wondering why this is called the Apollo 2 and not the Apollo 1. Well, the difference is that Apollo 1 only has one motor to elevate the standing desk. Apollo 2 has two motors to elevate the desk. So that's the main difference. Now, for the standing aspect or feature of the desk, Martian Gear has included 4 different programmable height that you can input and program. So it's really simple. You got your memory bank, your program 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all you need to do is just to go into the height that you want, say 1 meter, which is 100 centimeters. And once you are happy with that height, all you need to do is just to press M and you press the program number. So in this case, 3 is 100. My optimal one is number 2, which goes all the way to 108 centimeters. And if you want to go back to default, I've already programmed number 1 to be at its default height. So press number 1 and it goes all the way to 70. So yep, it is as simple as that. Love it. Now, I'm not much of a cable management person, but what I realized is that this desk, it enables me to do some sort of rather decent cable management. As you can see, underneath is quite clean. The only thing I'm not very happy is this side where my CPU is at, and oh god, over there is really a mess. But other than that side of the desk, the back of the desk and underneath the desk, I believe it is quite decent, and I'm quite happy with what I've achieved so far. So something to take note of is that the desk, they do come with caster wheels. Now, what this allows you to do is to maneuver the desk around if you do not have a specific static place that you always work on. I also realized that it's great for cable management. So what I did initially when I got this desk is that I put on the caster wheels and I move it around, angle it in a position where it's rather easy for me to do the cable management. Once I did that, I put it back in a place where I like where the desk to be, and then I just take the caster wheels off. Now, there's just studs below that holds the desk in place, and it's really sturdy. Now, if you do use the caster wheels, one thing to note is that the caster wheels will make the desk a bit wobbly. Like over here, I was just trying to introduce a bit of force on the desk and you can see some wobbles as compared to just using studs and no caster wheels. So something to take note of. Now, the other awesome thing is it comes with a headphone stand. So once you install it over here, this is totally optional by the way. If you need to use any form of under table hanger for your headphones, highly recommend to install this as well. So my Beyerdynamic DC770, this is where I use my headphones primarily for editing audio. Just hang it there. It's an ideal place to hang your headphones. Alright, underneath the desk, it does come with this cable management tray over here. So once you have screwed it onto the bottom of the desk, This is where you can hold some of your plugs, some of your extension cables, and all the cables that you want to manage. You can use things like Velcro over here and just keep everything in place so it looks nice and tidy. Now, this is a very low quality cable sleeve that I bought from, I think, Lazada or Shopee. I think I need to get a better upgrade than this, but it just hides some of the stray cables that I have going into my PC. Not very well done on this side of the table. I'll just do something later on. Alright, what else can I show you? Let's see. From the right to the left, well, here is where I charge my iPhone. This is from Oppo, I believe, and this uses Air VOOC technology. 65-watt charging, so it's really very fast, and I can attest to it because every time I charge my phone from say 20% all the way to 80%, it takes about half an hour or maybe less than half an hour. So highly recommend if you want to get your fast charging game going. Next to it is a USB hub. This is by the brand Valore. This is an in-house challenger brand, so it's only available in Singapore, I believe. I'm not sure if they have already expanded to other parts of the world, but as far as I know, as far as my knowledge goes, it is only available in Singapore. Next to this is one of my pride and joy. This is the Rodecaster Pro, and this is where some of the magic happens, especially when I'm doing my presentations or my virtual meeting. This is a mixer that gets me going all the freaking time. It is simple to use and it does make your voice stand out. The buttons on the mixer is not the traditional ones found in like traditional mixers, so you've got to know what these buttons do before you can operate them, of course. But the cool thing about this is it's multiple channel inputs. So you got 4 microphone channels, you got 1 USB channel, which also links up to your PC or your Mac or whatever devices that you use to listen to, because this is where you get to hear whatever audio that's coming out from your laptop, from your computer. This over here, this channel, this is where you plug in your phone, so it does support phone input. All you need to do is just to connect your, say, your iPhone or your Android phone on your port to the port behind, which uses 3.5mm jack. But you just got to take note that you need to use the correct cable for iPhone because it's lightning port, so you need to get an adapter going. In the example of the iPhone, you need to get a lightning to 3.5 and then 3.5 cable running into the phone jack behind. The other thing is a Bluetooth input. So what you can do is, so if you do not want to use a direct connection on the iPhone to a lightning port 3.5 and then into the Rodecaster Pro, you can connect it by Bluetooth, which is totally cool. But what I realized is that the Bluetooth connection, the sound quality is not as good as a direct one. It's kind of obvious because anything direct will always sound better than Bluetooth connection. The last one, this is sound pads. So it does allow you to store sound effects. I've gotten some sound effects over here. So if I were to press drums here, what I'm hearing right now is the drums is playing. So this opens up a lot more fun ways if you're conducting classes, if you're doing presentations, you want to inject a bit of humor, a bit of dynamism into your presentation, into your delivery, you can do so with the sound pads. So it really depends on what kind of creativity that you have or what kind of delivery that you want to put in place. A lot of options are open up to you, that's what I'm saying. Now next to it is a Stream Deck. For any streamers, for anyone who is familiar with Stream Deck, you already know that it can do a few things. Mostly it's on macro controls. For me, I'm just using it as a console, mini console for now. I don't know whether you can see this, but basically what I did was I placed in several utility programs in the Stream Deck. For example, the middle one, if I were to press this, this is connected to speedtest.net, and once I press the button, it will tell me what kind of internet speed that I'm getting at this point of time. So pretty cool. You can do that on the Stream Deck. The next one to this, you can see a number, it's 1%. This tells me the CPU usage that I'm using right now. So I don't have to, go to right click and go to task manager and check, or I don't have to have like a, utility program that shows on my bottom right hand corner of my desktop. So one look, I can see what CPU usage my computer is using. The one over here, this is a timer, usually because during trainings, during delivery, I just press it, it just tells me what kind of time that I'm having or what kind of time that I'm dealing with. So it's always good to have timer, especially if you are doing PowerPoint presentation and you get lost in your presentation, and yeah, this always has a very good safety net for me to always fall back on. Now over here, this is another audio device. This is the Audient Evo 4. Primarily, I use this for my YouTube videos because it has a very clean, nice, clean sounding audio quality as compared to the Rodecaster Pro. The Rodecaster Pro, yes, it does sound good, but I feel that the Evo 4 interface audio quality is a whole lot cleaner. So kudos to the engineers, sound engineers in Audient for making such magic happen. Next to it is the M1 Mac Mini. Alright, this is again a very familiar device if you're into Apple. This is one of the most powerful Mac Mini that I've seen in many years because of the M1 chip. I haven't done any reviews on this, but if you do see reviews all over the internet, all over YouTube, you will know that this is a really wonderful device. Very affordable, very powerful. So for my inputs into my workflow, I have these two devices. The keyboard, I'm using Keychron K6. This is RGB with blue switches. So it does have that very nice ASMR sound that's coming out whenever I type in. It's always fun to use this. I'm primarily using this keyboard for the Mac Mini. Although it can do 3 separate devices, right? You can interchange between 3 devices. But for my Windows, I usually use the Durgod. Right, this Durgod keyboard, I've mentioned this a few times in my YouTube videos. This one, they have brown switches and oh god. Yeah, the keystrokes, the attenuations, right? The travel, I personally feel that this is way better than the Keychron. So if you are a typist kind of person, if you like switches and if you like very nice ASMR sounding keyboards, I recommend the Durgod over the Keychron. Yeah, this is way better. As for the mouse situation, I'm using the Logitech MX Master. This is a game changer for me because of several reasons. Number one, because of its ergonomic. Yeah, it's shaped nicely, where if you have big hands like mine, you can cup your hand around this part of the mouse, which is always nice to grab onto. The other thing is that the scroll wheel over here. So if you have an Excel file that you're working on, a big, large one, right? This scroll wheel over here, it manages to move the Excel file from left to right, because if you're dealing with probably 1,000 cells, this is a game changer, guys. Excel users, you need this mouse. Other than that, I think one of the things I love about it is that it is wireless. So it does have rechargeable batteries and it lasts quite a long time. Maybe one charge that can last 1.5 months. That kind of situation is always good. And you can have this mouse connected to 3 different devices, which is always nice. All you need to do is just to press onto this button over here and it will switch things around for you immediately. Very cool. My main microphone when I'm doing my presentations, when I'm talking to my colleagues on Microsoft Teams or Zoom, or when I'm doing training, my microphone of choice is the Shure SM7B. This is not a cheap mic at all, so I don't highly recommend this if you want to get your external mic. What I love about this mic is the equalizer. Right, the mic doesn't need you to input any VSTs to make it sound better, because the default equalization is already tremendously very nice. I really love how it sounds, especially for my voice, and I tend to have a rather dark voice, so using the Shure SM7B kind of bring out the best in my dark voice. And it's all attached to this Rode PSA boom arm, and this is one of the very popular boom arms that you can find in the market. What I like about this is that it is sturdy enough, it can hold heavy mics. Oh yeah, the Shure SM7B is a heavy mic, and the Rode boom arm, it does the job pretty well. Now for my monitors, I am rocking two 27-inch monitors over here. On the right side, this is Asus 27-inch gaming laptop. This is the higher end of these two. 144Hz, DCI P3, let's see, 98%, sRGB 120%. Very nice range of color gamut over here. I primarily use this for my color correction, my video editing. This is my main monitor. Over here is a 27-inch LG monitor. This is not as high-end as that one. Only Full HD 1080p as compared to this one, which is 1440p. I'm not entirely sure if I like this arrangement where it's side by side like that. Previously, I had this in the middle where the LG one is a vertical monitor, and I truly enjoyed that kind of arrangement, so I might be defaulting back to that. I'm not entirely sure yet, I'm just still experimenting things around. My webcam over here, this is Sony RX100 IV. This is a very old camera, but it's still very useful. Good, nice, crisp image or video quality. So I primarily use this for my webcam. I'm also sometimes interchanging with this camera that I'm filming this entire video on, which is the Sony a6400. So when I'm doing some sort of pitch, any form of presentation to clients, I usually use the Sony a6400. And that's pretty much what I have on my desk. Alright, just as a reminder, all the products that I've mentioned today, I am going to put all the links below at the description box. And of course, if you do want to get the Martian Gear Apollo 2 standing desk, be sure to enter the code tic-tac-toe at the checkout to get $60 off. Yeah, all in all, you will be getting free delivery, free assembly, and hey, that's a very good deal. Alright guys, that has been the video on what's on my desk featuring the Martian Gear Apollo 2. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you do hit the like button and consider subscribing if you are new to this channel, and do not forget to hit the bell notification button to be notified on new videos. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!